Hello everyone, today we're going to be doing a highly requested makeup tutorial. I did a shorter version on my TikTok, but today I'm going to be doing a longer, more in-depth one here on YouTube, so let's get into it. We're going to start off with skin prep. I've been loving the Glow Recipe watermelon toner. This always goes underneath my makeup. I feel like when I don't use it, my makeup doesn't come out right. Now I'm going to go in with, this is the Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Pink Juice Moisturizer. Currently, it is my favorite moisturizer. It looks really good under my makeup. And lastly, I'm going to go in with the Road Barrier Butter, my absolute favorite skin product of all time. Okay guys, this next step in my makeup routine is kind of optional, but for me it's not optional for me. I have to carve my brows, and I don't know why I started carving my brows, but whenever I started, I never stopped. I've been mixing these two together. So this one is medium warm and this one is light sand. And so then I've just been mixing these two together on my hand like this. I'm gonna put like, and then I'm gonna take the lighter shade and then I'm just gonna put like another swipe there. And then I'm just gonna mix them together with a brush. This brush is kind of ghetto, so ignore that. This part's a little too hard for me to do on camera, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna place the concealer under and then over, and then you'll see after. Okay, now it looks super crazy, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring all the concealer that's over here all the way onto my lid. I'm gonna show y'all what I do here. So basically I'm just tapping the concealer kind of in the middle. I'm gonna take this weird little thing that I have kind of like in this area just so that I can like blend the brows. Now I'm just gonna take a beauty blender and I'm gonna tap all that in. My makeup is definitely like a trust the process type of like routine. I don't use foundation, just to preface, so that's kind of why I like to spread the concealer out as much as possible. I blend out the concealer on my lids and then I set it with powder. So I just kind of blend it out like that. And then I'm gonna set with the Maybelline Fit Me Loose powder. I'm gonna tap it into my hand and then I'm gonna press. Okay, so now I'm gonna need y'all to continue trusting the process, but now we're gonna go in with the Saie bronzer, and it's in the shade Tan Bronze. It's the Sun Melt bronzer. I'm gonna kind of dip into the pan a little bit, and a little goes quite a long way. So we're gonna start just bronzing my face up. We're gonna put some onto the forehead to bring back some warmth. Okay, now that we're all bronzed up, this is my most favorite part of my makeup routine because it's so satisfying. Now it's time for concealer. So we're gonna go back in with the little shade mixing with the e.l.f. concealer. But essentially where you're gonna put the concealer is, first I'm gonna draw kind of like a line down where my nose is on both sides. So we go from the inner corner of the eye to the nose, kind of like that. And then we're gonna draw like that. Beautiful. We're gonna put just a tad more onto the forehead. And then we're basically gonna put this like kind of everywhere else that doesn't have any makeup on it. So now that we look like this, we're gonna let this sit for like at least 5 minutes and let it get super tacky. This is literally the key. This is the secret to your makeup turning out phenomenal. This is the secret to looking like a baddie. Okay, so I gave it some time to get tacky. So now let's start blending it out. I always, for some reason, go bottom up. No particular reason, but I do want to show you guys how I blend out the under eyes because it is a little bit different. It is kind of like in the shade that I drew it. I kind of like to blend this concealer down and then this concealer like out just to create that look. So it's kind of hard for me to do this on camera, like really hard. But I blend this down and then I blend this part up and create that like weird little triangle thing. Isn't that like under eye literally seamless? I don't know why the e.l.f. camo concealer gets so much hate because genuinely what? Like, this is better than a lot of the high-end concealers I've tried. And when that's blended out, obviously we've disrupted the bronzer a little bit, so you can go just dip gently and like fix the shape of that bronzer to kind of blend out that like bottom part of the bronzer a little bit more. Like, oh my gosh, like this is literally the most flawless base ever. For blush, I've been loving this L'Oreal Lumi liquid blush stick. It's kind of ratchet because I've had it for like a year and a half and it's still going, but like look how insane that color is. And then I'm gonna put a little bit of this Saie blush in the shade Chili, just a little bit like that. And then I kind of blend this out like a little bit higher than the placement of the bronzer, if that makes sense. I'm a blush girl till I die. Kind of like bring it up this a little bit. I feel like that's my signature. I do that a lot. Okay, now I'm gonna set my under eyes again with the shade Fair of the Fit Me. I kind of follow the same pattern again that the concealer was placed. Just okay, and then I let it sit like this to bake and give us a beautiful bright under eye. And then I'm going to take some powder, just tap it so there's not a lot of powder, and then just for the forehead I don't like to use a lot of powder because I don't know why, it just doesn't look good to me. So I just kind of tap the powder in like the center where I would get oily. Okay, I tapped most of the bake away. The only stuff I have left is on my nose. I'm gonna use this NYX Buttermelt blush. This is in the shade Shimmering Rose. Use a little bit of that to like bring back the blush, and like I said, I'm a blush girl. I'm gonna use the Rare Beauty highlighter in the shade Mesmerize. It is the most beautiful pink and it works phenomenally. I mean, look at that, that's beautiful. I'm gonna do a little bit of my brow bone too. I like to do some of my nose, kind of like that, and then like a line down the middle, like that. I don't know, I just think it looks cute. For today's lip combo, I'm going to be using the Wet n Wild lip liner stain in the shade Nude Tights. Look how beautiful that is. Then I'm going to go in with this e.l.f. It's like a Benetint dupe. I don't know what it's called, but it's in the shade Plums Up. And it's a stain. And then on top of all that, I just put some Aquaphor because my lips have been really chapped. Then I just brush off the bake like this. This is an interesting thing that I do, but for my lashes, I put them underneath my natural lashes. While those lashes dry down, I'm gonna use a little bit of the L'Oreal Panorama mascara. A lot of people have asked what lashes I use, and they are the Kiss lashes in the style Pompadour. Now I'm gonna go in with my favorite setting spray ever, is the Milani Make It Last. This is the dewy version. I like the clear bottle or this bottle. And then I just... And this is the final look. It is the most beautiful thing ever. I feel like I've really nailed makeup.